Okay, so this is my review of Jujutsu Kaisen's second episode. This took really long to find time to record, so I'm a bit hazy on the details, but hopefully my notes were good enough to remind me what happened. Okay, so I said the opening had great action, beautiful animation, and yes, he begins, I believe, with Sakuna, who is the curse that Itadori Yuji devoured, fighting Gojo, the I guess strongest of the Jujutsu sorcerers. I don't know. It was really well animated from what I remember. A bit of Sakuga in there. Looked really good. Gojo is a very fun character, very powerful. I can see why he's a lot of people's favorite character, because from what little I've read about him, it seems a lot of people do like him. So I can absolutely see why. He's got a great personality. He made Sakuna look like a joke. So not sure really what that holds for the future, but I'm sure that won't be the only time Sakuna and Gojo fight. I wrote down, interesting premise though. I'm sure Itadori won't want to die, and his friends will fight to protect him. Hopefully Sakuna doesn't become good. Now what I meant by that was, I'm hoping that at the end of the story Itadori really does die. That it isn't so. I'm sure he's not going to want to die. I'm sure it's going to be a conflict, like after he gets all power, he's like, no, I can control it, I don't have to die. And the Jujutsu sorcerers, after being his allies for the whole thing, will become the villains, and they'll be trying to kill him. And I fully expect his two partners, did I write his name down again? No, I didn't. The guy with the dog ability, I think is Fushiguro, I think was his name. And this female character, I'm sure they're going to work with him to try to keep him alive because they are his friends, and maybe even Goro or Gojo will play a role, although I have a feeling he's going to die before the end of the series to some bullshit. Because that's another trope in anime. And hopefully Sakuna doesn't become good, because if you've seen Blue Exorcist, you find out that the king of the demons, or whatever the fuck, turned out to be good. And I thought that was kind of annoying bullshit. Generic trope, kind of just like the QB, and I think Naruto Shippuden eventually becomes good. The Hollow and Ichigo and Bleach becomes good. It's that kind of thing. I don't like that. Hoping that Sakuna doesn't become good and he just remains evil, because it'd be really disappointing if he's like, Itadori, I love you, I don't want you to die, so here, I'll help you, or some bullshit. It won't be a pretty series. It's going to get dark, that's obvious. A lot of people are going to die, and it's going to have a lot of torment. A mix between both. I know that it does get darker. The opening makes it pretty clear it's going to get dark, and you can just tell the series has a somber tone, and you can tell it's going to get really heavy later on. Excited to see where that's going to happen. I wrote down, Sakuna will grow in power with each finger, making it more difficult to control. Yeah, so with every finger that Itadori eats, it would seem Sakuna is going to grow in power, and thus his influence over Itadori is going to get much stronger as well. It'll be more and more difficult to control. Maybe at one point, Itadori will just be walking with somebody, and Sakuna will just take over his hand and do a thing where, like, he kills him, and then Itadori will stop, and he'll look over, and then he'll be like, ah, and freak out or something. I don't know, but that'd be interesting. If Sakuna could start just taking over parts of his body without him realizing it. I feel like I've seen that in the series. I said, I wonder if Itadori will grow more arms, because we found out Sakuna had 4 arms, so that'd be pretty cool. If it should happen when he gets more than 10 fingers, he starts growing extra arms when he's fighting and stuff. But then again, I don't really know how he accesses Sakuna's power, so I don't know. I like the Jujutsu principle too, but not his ability, I said. What I meant by that was the principle of the Jujutsu Academy. I liked his personality, his weird ability to take over teddy bears. I don't really care for that too much. The fight it had with Itadori was okay, I guess. Not really something I cared too much for. I said that the Jujutsu, or the curses that the Jujutsu sorcerers have are lackluster, which you see in different stuff like Stan's and JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or Nin Hunter x Hunter. These abilities are very weak and not, you know, the big ki blasts that can blow up planets like you see in Dragon Ball, but that lends itself to creativity. Because when you have a very grounded, specific ability and it's very weak, you have to find creative ways to use it to overcome obstacles. So I've run into that in my own writing, where the more powerful the abilities are, the less you can really do with them. But when they're really weak, you can come up with different ways to do stuff. It's a very interesting thing you're seeing a lot more of today. Quirks and My Hero Academia are another example, kind of. Ooh, this was a weird thing. I was thinking about, as the finger stuff was talking about, I was wondering, if multiple people ate the fingers, what would happen? Would you have multiple Sakunas, like, possessing different people? Would the Sakunas have their own goals, or would they kind of trying to be meshed into one? Do they share the same consciousness, or do they have a different consciousness? What happens in that scenario? I wonder if that'll ever come up, or if that's just, if the manga's ever even been asked that. I wondered what would happen if a curse ate the finger. Does it just dissolve? Does Sakuna take over its body? What happens if a curse eats it? Why? They're trying to, obviously, to get power, but I can't believe they would just eat it and get power. They said the fingers are indestructible, so I don't think it would fuse with the curse. I'm pretty sure it would overwhelm the curse and take it over. I said it was unfortunate that Sakuna had the strongest curse because it's pretty generic. What I mean by that is it's sad to hear that Sakuna has the strongest curse. I had a feeling he would be one of the strongest, but to hear he is definitively the strongest is disappointing, because now you know you're never going to go up above Sakuna. And that's just kind of a cliche, you know. Naruto has the strongest of the demon things. Saiyans are like the most powerful thing in the Dragon Ball universe. Trying to think of another example other than Naruto. Midoriya and My Hero Academia has the strongest quirk. It's a very generic thing to find out that your character has the strongest whatever, or has some relation to the strongest thing. I would like a break away from that type of storytelling, personally. It works in some cases. I've just seen it too much. And then I talked about the new character, the female character. I saw some of her stuff on when Crunchyroll did a leak. I don't remember her name, but she looks fun. I like her personality. She's kind of a tsundere Itadori, basically. The ending theme was really fun, jazzy, and stylish. I liked that a lot more than the opening. The opening's fine. I just don't care for it too much, personally. I think it was a good episode. I like the series so far. Again, I'm really hoping to see less cliche stuff. I realize it's early, so it's got to do some cliches to set the groundwork. But I'm really hoping it comes into its own soon enough. It kind of has already, but I'm really hoping to see more unique stuff come out of it. Hopefully my episode review on episode 3 won't take almost a week to come out. Thinking about getting Crunchyroll Premium for the first time to keep up the episodes, but I think I'll wait to see if there's an episode that really grips me to start following the series that strongly, you know. Tanjiro in Demon Slayer was another example of a character who has a relation to the strongest thing and has the strongest powers. But yeah, I'm really hoping it starts really getting me into it. I like it, but yeah, nothing's really gripped me the way I'm hoping it does. But it's still early. I'm expecting, you know, in the next 5 episodes, maybe something's going to happen and we're going to get a long arc that carries us to the end of the season. So those are my thoughts, and thank you.